Hey, what's up everybody? It's Dr. Science. I am here because of a TV Corona 7 donation by Rexis, who commissioned this tutorial on Ryu and Joe the Condor. I'm excited to do this one because these are both characters that I play and I enjoy playing. So I'm happy to delve into how they play together a little bit. Now, the way Rexis put it was with Ryu and then Joe the Condor. So that gives us Ryu with Joe the Condor backup and Ryu with Joe the Condor assist. Now there are some things that I really like and some things that I really don't like about this combination. First off, this team like really can do a lot of damage because Ryu can do really great grounded combo extensions, and then VAR into Joe for like really great aerial combo extensions, and you put it all together for like a really nice thing. And I'm going to try and show an example of that right now. First. So as you can see there, Ryu gets a lot of damage on the ground before he launches, and then you can start holding the assists, or start holding the shurikens, sorry, before you tag Joe in so he gets his full aerial combo, and that's like just a ton of damage if you get all of that. So that's one thing that's really nice about it. Another thing that's really nice about this configuration, like Ryu has these sort of grounded fireballs, right, that he can follow in various ways for pressure, but people can jump out of it. But if you use Joe the Condor assist like that, it makes it a lot harder for people to jump out of your pressure. Even if they're doing like some super jump stuff, so they're kind of forced to block that. This is like a really good way of locking down a whole screen because you have a forward moving projectile in the Hadoken and then a diagonal projectile from Joe the Condor that'll like trap them and knock them back down into your pressure. Joe is good in that way generally for trying to stop people who want to jump out of things. So those are things that I really like about this configuration. Things that I don't like is that you don't really protect any of Ryu's pressure, but like I don't think that Ryu's pressure particularly needs to be protected anyways. I think he's got good pressure strings on his own. He's got a good game plan, and you can kind of go a little heavier. He's got these self mix-ups that he can do, so you don't necessarily need an assist for pressure on the ground. I think it's nice enough for him to have this sort of thing to follow up behind. You know, whatever you want to do, you can really like lock down the screen and pressure people in that sense. Ryu's a pretty self-sufficient character, otherwise, you know, obviously you got this kind of stuff, so if you don't have anything defensive, it's whatever. The other thing is that it doesn't get good assist extensions on combos. Joe the Condor assist tends to kind of rip in corners. It's really hard to get a good extension here. You can almost kind of get things with a few different patterns, and like if you really work on it, I'm sure you could find extensions like that, but it's not like super easy or super optimal anyways, so I think it's fine to just forget about that. So with Ryu first and Joe the Condor second, I think that like you've got the advantages of sort of good combos and good screen control at the disadvantage of having like slightly weakened pressure for Ryu and some weaker assist extensions. I think that they're not really great. This is kind of the exact opposite. If you have Joe in the front and Ryu in the back, this like Ryu really helps with pressure a lot. You can just kind of like bully people with this. And just like do kind of lots of, once that comes back, you can kind of like go in on people again, and just like kind of pressure this way. Just kind of keep doing that stuff, and you've got really good pressure that way with Ryu. Ryu's assist is really linear that way and like very good. You can kind of pressure people with like these kind of things, but it's not as good as with the other way around, because you're like stuck here shooting this while it's out, and you know, it doesn't get you as much advantage, even though you can kind of set up the same situation. So you've got a way more linear focus in the neutral game with this configuration. The other thing that's like completely different from the other configuration is that the combos, there's not really much going on. You can do this grounded assist extension, like pretty simple stuff, which gets you a little bit of extra damage, you know, it's nice or whatever. But Ryu's pretty bad on VARs. If you VAR to Ryu, you're not getting much out of it. So you can combo into VAR with Ryu. It adds some damage, but for like 2 extra bars there, you're not getting as much out of it as you would with like a lot of other characters' juggle combos. So it's there, but it's not nearly as impressive as when you do it the other way around with Ryu VARing into Joe. So I think this team works sort of in both configurations. I think that like a more traditional way to run it would be Joe with Ryu backing him up, but I think that Ryu as a point with Joe backing him up is actually really good. There is not a lot in terms of super synergy either in terms of this team, so I think that both of these characters are just going to kind of lean on using their level 3s a lot if you're going to do damage. Either just a single level 1 to finish someone off, or use a level 3 if you need a bunch of damage. But like DHCs, not much going on. Team supers, not much going on as well. I think that's basically the team. I think it's a pretty straightforward team. I think it's got some really good things going to it. It's got some holes as well. Like, in fact, a few more holes than I thought it would as a team, but I still think it's solid, and it's a good enough team that you could use it in tournament. Extra one we found out for the video here. This is an extension with Ryujo the Condor works only in the corner. Ta-da!